Hey there folks, this is DMC Jedi Man. I'm coming to you with another video. Today's video will be the spoiler-filled review of Marvel's Thor Love and Thunder. So, if you have not seen Thor Love and Thunder yet, watch it before you watch this review. This is for people who have seen it, who want to know my full spoilery thoughts. So I am going to give them to you. It's been a few days since I've actually seen it, so I'm actually going to kind of go through the Wikipedia outline to remember all the story beats in order. Usually I film these like the night I see a film, but I got home kind of late that night, and then I've just been kind of busy the last couple days. So, like I said, this is spoiler filled, so if you don't want spoilers, then either watch the movie and then come back, or watch the spoiler free review, because I will be doing one of those. But anyway, before I start into this, don't forget, if you like my content, be sure to like and subscribe, and keep your eyes peeled for whatever comes next. So, here we go. Spoiler review of Thor Love and Thunder. So, the movie opens with Gore the God Butcher, before he's the God Butcher, and his daughter Love, and they're in a desert, and they're dying, they're praying to this God for help, but the God doesn't end up helping them. Gore's daughter dies, and he basically, he gets led by the Necro Sword calling to him to his god's realm. And I'm just going to say right now, Gore's god is a total dick. I mean, I don't really agree with Gore killing all the gods, but his god that just laughs at him, yeah, he deserved to die. And obviously with my saying that, Gore gets the Necro Sword and he kills, the god with it. And the Necro Sword, manipulates Gore, and, makes, basically Gore decides he's going to kill all the gods. So, we cut to Thor, and he's with the Guardians, and, they're on this planet, trying to retake this temple for some guys, and Thor's just awesome here. The humor in this movie is 10 out of 10. Almost all the jokes land, and there's so many great ones, but Thor, he, defeats all these aliens, retakes the temple, but kind of destroys the temple in the process. In fact, the guys, whose temple it is, they give Thor a gift. It's these two giant screaming ghosts. They're just so annoying, but it's so funny. I mean, sure, they come in kind of useful, but it's funny. You know, so Thor gets a distress call, from Sif, and you know, goes and finds her and finds out that Gore's next target is going to be New Asgard, so they go there. And Jane Foster, Thor's ex-girlfriend, played once again by Natalie Portman, she's been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And, she's tried a bunch of methods to cure it. None of them have worked. So then she gets the idea that maybe something, with Mjolnir can help her. So she goes, to New Asgard, to the pieces of Mjolnir. New Asgard now is a tourist destination, complete with infinity cones, So she goes there, Mjolnir, reforges itself for her, but it's got a new upgrade. Because it was shattered, the hammer can now be wielded where the pieces fly out and strike something before flying back and reforming. But the hammer has given Jane the powers of Thor, essentially turning her into Lady Thor. Thor, regular Thor rides in Asgard, and they fight off Gore the God Butcher and his shadow monsters, but Gore steals all of the children of New Asgard. So they have to track down and rescue the kids. One of the kids is Heimdall's son, and he's actually instrumental in helping helping them figure out where they are. So they travel to Omnipotent City, which is a realm of lots of gods. For anyone watching this who's seen the movie, did anyone else burst a gut laughing at the dumpling god? But they go there to ask for help, and I should mention that Korg's a part of the group. Like, basically, the ones that go to New Asgard, it's Thor, Lady Thor, Valkyrie, and Korg, because Sif is, out of commission due to her injury. So, they're in this god place, and they're asking Zeus for help, and Zeus, says no, and reveals who they are, and he flicks too hard and blows all of Thor's clothing off. Everybody faints. You flick too hard! So there's a bit of a battle, uh, they end up injuring Zeus and stealing his thunderbolt. Zeus, though, before that, ends up destroying Korg's body, but Korg's not dead. Basically his face survives, and they actually tie him to the back of Valkyrie's head, so it looks like he's got a mustache. So they travel to the Shadow Realm where they've discovered that the kids are, and this is a trap that was set by Gore, because Gore needs Stormbreaker to open the Bifrost and to the Realm of Eternity, where that being will grant a wish to whoever shows up first. And obviously, Gore wants to wish for all gods to be killed. So there's a fight. Valkyrie gets injured, and they retreat back to Earth while Gore does manage to get Stormbreaker. And we find out that every time Jane uses Mjolnir, she's drained of her strength, and the next time she uses it will likely kill her. And Thor tells her to stay put, that he doesn't want to lose her, and he goes, to eternity, or rather to the place where eternity is, and imbues all the children with the power of Thor to fight Gore's creatures. Jane, though, can't leave Thor to fend for himself, and shows up and joins the battle as Lady Thor. They destroy the Necro Sword, but Gore is successful in bringing them into Eternity's realm. Thor implores Gore to revive his daughter instead of destroying the gods, and then lets him be to make his decision. Well, he spends, he goes to Jane in her last moments, and she passes in Thor's arms and turns into glitter dust. Gore is moved by this and wishes for Eternity to revive his daughter, and then Gore dies from the Necrosword's curse, but before passing, he asks for Thor to care for his daughter, which Thor agrees to, and she's kind of a freaky demon girl. Like, I mean, I'm not sure if there's like a catch and she wasn't revived as she was or not, but she's kind of scary. I can see her being a villain. The children are all returned to New Asgard. Valkyrie and Sif begin training them. Thor now has Mjolnir, and Stormbreaker's now wielded by Love, and they go out on adventures. And Zeus, obviously survived his fight, and in the mid-credit scene, he has tasked his son Hercules to go kill Thor. And then in a post-credit scene, Jane Foster arrives at Valhalla, where Heimdall has welcomed her. But we'll see whether or not she stays there or not. Overall, Thor Love and Thunder was an excellent movie. I don't know what the critics are on. It seems like anytime a Marvel movie comes out, they're like, oh, it's trash. It's like, Love and Thunder was awesome. There were badass moments, there were humorous moments. There's some quotes that will continue to be in the annals of history, like, you flick too hard, damn it! The whole bromance between, Thor and Stormbreaker, Mjolnir, where Thor keeps trying to get back Mjolnir back, and Stormbreaker's like the jealous, like, don't you be going after that other hammer. And the use of music in this is epic. I mean, for one thing, I think Marvel cut out a special deal with Guns N' Roses, because there are lots of Guns N' Roses songs throughout this entire movie. Lots of other metal songs too. I mean, hell, even the logo, is styled after, like a metal album cover logo. It's great to see all the, returning characters that have come back. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, Korg ends up, there was a whole subplot where Korg is talking about, how a baby Korg is, made, and he ends up, falling in love with another rock monster, and they, join hands over a lava pool to make a baby. Taika or Taika Waititi, I think. I probably butchered his name. Let's, let's see. I don't want to butcher the name, so Taika Waititi. Okay, I wasn't too far off. He crafted a masterful movie. Honestly, if I were to rank all the four films, I think it would probably be Ragnarok, Love and Thunder, the original Thor, and then Thor: The Dark World. Out of the main Thor movies. Obviously, if we're throwing other movies that Thor's been in, then obviously the two Infinity Avenger movies would have to be over his. But overall, I love the movie. I can't wait for it to drop on Blu-ray, because I will be adding that one to my collection. It seems like there will be another Thor movie. I wonder if, save for the normal Avengers movies, if Thor's going to be the first superhero to make it to 5 movies, because most of them make it to only 3 or maybe 4. So I think Thor might be the first one to get to 5 films. I want to see all the characters again. I can't wait to see how the Hercules plot, comes up. I know they changed a few things, like, I know the Necro Sword originally had ties to Null, the symbiote god. There are some panels that are just lovingly recreated from the comics, like the giant god that was killed, that ripped straight from the comics. Do yourselves a favor, go see this movie in the theater, and definitely see it. Like, don't let the fucking critics, get you down on it. It's a good movie. It deserves to be seen. And sorry if this one isn't as long as some of my other, reviews. It's one of those things where, because I waited a few days, I didn't have quite as much in my head, and obviously I had to use Wikipedia to kind of walk me through, and even some of the things I said they didn't even mention there, like the whole subplot of Korg creating a child wasn't even mentioned on the wiki. So do yourselves a favor, go watch this movie. You won't regret it. Anyway, this has been DMC Jedi Man, and I am signing out. Peace, everybody.